What is something about your country you're actually really proud of? We've got the only birds in the world that have won a war against humans. You've also got the only humans in the world that have lost a war against birds. Our ability to control water, the work the Dutch put in to make this land livable with the dam systems earns my respect. I'm from Iceland and I have to say that I'm super proud of its nature. I mean, it's definitely special and so unique. I visited Iceland for the first time last year and it's by far the most beautiful wildlife I've ever seen. Definitely one of the best places in the world. Not to brag, but people in my hometown in Serbia have the ability to suck the alcohol out of the deodorant. Probably the most impressive flex on here. Switzerland. That cheese that aged for 5 years in a cave. Costa Rica. Our beautiful and varied landscapes, everything from tundra to rainforest to deserts. More than 25% of our land is protected by the government are a refuge for all the animals and biodiversity on land and in the oceans. And around 99% of our energy comes from renewable sources. It's also a true democracy when it comes to voting. Our presidents aren't always that great, but at least we the people choose them directly. Edit. I'm so glad to read everyone's comments about visiting my country and having a good time. Belgian here. We've got Spa-Francorchamps, camps, fries, waffles, and proper chocolate. As an Aussie, our diverse land of deserts, rainforests, and bushland. The Australian outdoors is incredible. In modern times, pretty much nothing. But I'm very proud of just how old the capital is, oldest continuously inhabited city in the world. We've endured so many wars, empires, dictators, and civilizations. Not to mention the recently discovered lethal cosmic impact that took place ages ago. Syria. I'm proud of Finland's great education system, landscapes and so many other great things. And with the recent events I'm proud how the government has put in their best effort to seize the spreading of the COVID-19. The least unsuccessful country in the world. We have everything. Except excessive sunshine during the winter, which is, of course, remedied during the summers. I would also add the very small amount of homeless that we have in Finland. Those who are homeless have pretty much gotten their affairs in a horrific state by being alcoholic or drug abusers without seeking help. And even those kinds of people usually have temporary government provided housing. Austria. Don't need to drive/fly far away for some of the best skiing resorts in the world. Poland. National parks and peerages. God bless peerage. Eater. I don't know singular vs plural. New Zealand. Our current Prime Minister, Jacinda Ardern. In her 30s, mother to a toddler, and has led our country through a mass shooting, a volcanic eruption and pandemic with empathy and realism. Shreal. She cares and she is absolutely nailing running our awesome country. Russian literature probably. It serves as a great example of our natural ability to turn our suffering into art and base a national culture on it. Indian. Yoga and food. I have made so many friends here on Reddit and my heart sparks with joy each time I hear them say they love Indian food. Chicken tandoori, palak paneer, naan, dal, dosa, sambar, jalebi, gulab jamun, and everything insanely delicious and mouth-watering that comes out of India. Also, yoga. I cannot the world of fitness exist without yoga. I'm not a health freak and quite lazy come to think about it. A lot of physical activities don't come close to the effect yoga has on my lazy ass bum. And I certainly don't mind seeing all these new iterations of yoga pop up around the world. There's beer yoga, biryani yoga, doga, and whatnot. It's fun to hear and read about it. Total joy sharing two things from my country with the world. The heart to fight for freedom. Stand with Hong Kong. Greece. Surprisingly great at handling this current coronavirus clusterfuck. I honestly didn't expect that the people here would take it seriously, but they have. Canada. The way COVID-19 is taken care by our government. As a Taiwanese, I'm super proud of our government actually doing their job to prevent the pandemic from spreading and donating medical masks to other countries at the same time. Japan. We got anime Nintendo. As a German, I'm proud of our achievements in music, art, and technology, of Made in Germany as a trademark of quality, of the way our country overcame its separation after the Cold War, And there are a lot of beautiful places here. The Alps in the south, pure white sanded beaches in the north. As a Nigerian, I don't know what to be proud of. I hear your princes just give out money. I'm from Aruba. I'm proud of the traditional music here as well as the multicultural culture. It also makes me happy that a very vast part of the population is multilingual and everyone in general is always kind. UK. Music. Radiohead, Joy Division, Autoture, Aphex Twin. I also come from and live in Salford. I think Joy Division are genuinely special, so I like that. There's also the Smiths as Manchester based and other bands people love, but I think just those four are really beyond everyone else. North Korea. Our great leader, Kim, lets me use his computer to post this. As a Mexican, I have to admit that our government has gone to shit. But we do have an amazing food culture. Malaysia's healthcare services. The fact that we are usually considered a moderate developing country and yet our healthcare is among the best in the world, able to handle the current outbreak at a reasonable pace, is something I'm very proud of. Not to mention government healthcare facilities are super cheap too at a very affordable price for most working class people. I'm from Slovenia. Amazing woods. Also wouldn't say I'm proud of it, but the last concert Kurt Cobain ever performed was in my country, and then he went to Italy and did the thing. Philippines, we eat rice with everything. As a Canadian, the relationship we have with the Dutch makes me proud. It's something to be proud of, but we don't flaunt or brag about it too much. A lot of Canadians don't even know about it. I like to think we are still the same country as we were back then, and that we'd do it again if we could. So since I haven't seen any comments about Egypt yet, here goes nothing. I'm proud of how the people help each other. It's just a very social country. I can just call across the street to my friend and he'll be down in 30 secs. Even if all the government operations aren't effective, we still survive. From the UK here, we make, hands down, the best mains plugs / sockets in the world. They're so safe. The ground pin is longer than the others ensuring it's connected first, and the live / neutral pins are mostly plastic apart from the edge, meaning you can't plug halfway in and shock yourself. Also sockets won't let you plug it in if there's no ground pin pushing it open. Spain, public and free healthcare. Plus, it's the country with more organ and blood donations. And our historical impact. Our space agency sent a lunar orbiter for only $54 million and discovered presence of water in lunar surface. For price comparison, the movie Gravity, 2013, has a budget of $100 million. Proud Indian. Russia. Great programmers. But companies in USA pay so much that most of them are now American programmers. But the online services in Russia are very cool. All banks have mobile apps. Government made a website and mobile app for government / health / taxes services that is much more comfortable than I've expected. Transport system, food delivery, anything has website and mobile app. Also there are hundreds of enthusiasts that use programming resources to create amazing services for people. Even some cities have mobile apps for reporting issues, receiving local news, etc. That's amazing. Sri Lanka here. Beautiful nature, and a rich, long history. Except for a couple of political events nothing really to not be proud of. Colombian here. My country has really great things like immense amounts of protected natural parks, biodiversity, unique wildlife and special weather / land conditions that allow for some plant life that can only exist here. But what I'm really proud of is our booze. Aguardiente, or guaro depends on where you live, is the greatest drink ever conceived, and it will fuck you up if you're not used to the taste and the strength. Our beer has international prizes, and is recognized as some of the best outside of Europe. Our whiskey is acceptable at best sure, but holy hell is it cheap. And there's also this indigenous drink called chicha, that is made almost like sake and it's really strange but really tasty. Also on a side note our traditions around alcohol are kinda weird, but I think they're rather interesting. The first drink that is poured we say Paralos Espiritus for the spirits, while we throw it to the ground, and drinking for us starts at around age 13, even though legal age is 18, which is why we have fucking incredible tolerances and you'll see 150-pound Colombian teenagers that can drink twice as much as an American. Grown up and act like nothing happened. As a Ugandan, I'm proud that my country is one of the last bastions of wild silverback gorillas, and one of the most culturally diverse nations for its size in the world. The food's fucking is amazing too. Natives are really friendly, except if you're gay, but that's rapidly changing. I now live in the UK, but there's nothing quite like being under that tropical sun. Here from Malaysia and 3 different races, Malay, Chinese, Indians, can live together in harmony. And because of the distinct races, there are a wide variety of traditional foods here from all races, which is something that I'm also very proud of. Our 7th president, Tun Dr. Mahathir, is one of the presidents that become president the 2nd time, and at that time he's 90. Pretty proud of this as well. Indian here. Extremely proud of the unity despite the diversity. We have approximately 1.4 billion people, thousands of different cultures, around 20k dialects spoken across the country, and yet, somehow, despite the cultural differences, we have found ways to exist harmoniously. Sure, we have our share of issues, but given the variations in cultures, languages, traditions compared to the other countries, all of us should be proud of such few conflicts. I'm from Finland, and I'm proud of the fact that we're the only losing country at WW2 that wasn't occupied or had a change of political ideology. Oh yeah, there's also the time we kicked out a country multiple times the size and stopped the spread of totalitarian communism in the Nordics. In South Korea, the people of our nation came together and did a peaceful protest urging our corrupt president to step down. She stepped down and it trill made me proud to see that in our country the people's voice has power. Belarus. Our streets are always clean, and it is very safe here. We also have a lot of beautiful woods. Nature is amazing. Despite the fact that war destroyed a lot of old buildings, we have magnificent castles and rich culture. Philippines. Ignoring the people in politics. Most people are really hospitable and would willing love to chat with you about anything or everything. In a taxi, at the public market, or at 7-Eleven. Even if I don't come often, if I'm gone for than a month and I finally return, they asks me where the fuck I've been and how I'm doing. Same applies to me. If a cashier at the supermarket or market I frequent disappears and returns after a month, I can ask them how they've been or what happened. Honestly, I'm really proud of that part of my country.